What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? Oh my god, why the fuck can I hear myself? Jesus. What's up, everybody? Oh my, holy shit. Too many. Oh my god. That was like a fucking 4 layers of hearing myself. That was crazy. How's everybody doing? Alrighty. Hope everybody's having a good day. Yo, Krydar, Lab. Your collector's edition should be here this week. I'm so jealous. Boog, how you doing? David, bro, I heard Freddy Fazbear's been brought in to develop Destiny 3 and Marathon 2. Dude. The whole Luke Smith thing. There's 12 layers. There's like 15 layers. What the fuck is this? What? There's like 15 layers of face palming there where I just don't even know what I want to say. I don't even know what I want to fucking say about the whole situation because it's just dumb. The whole thing's just fucking stupid. I have not seen Iron Lung. I want to go see Iron Lung and I want to go see 28 Years Later. And I think I want to go see Save Me or Help Me, the new Sam Raimi film as well. This is sick as fuck, eh? You feel bad for Cross? Well, I mean, to be fair to Cross, personally, I know what Cross is talking about. I never, ever would have said that shit anywhere close to what he said on a public platform. Not technically NDA, but definitely like a thing that he knows in confidence. And it's like, when I saw him say that, just like other things I've seen him say, it's just like, why are we doing that, man? Just don't say anything. Just stop. And then when I saw the community running with it, it's like, that's why you don't say anything. Send help. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I want to see that one. Dude, this shit's sick. I'm gonna have to pick 28 lungs later, yeah. Who cares? It's the NBA trade deadline. I think is it not also the I think it's the NHL Olympic trade deadline today as well. Have you ever had braces? I haven't. My top teeth very straight, very good. My bottom teeth as I get older, my two not my canines, the ones inside the canines have been it also, I think it started when I broke my jaw, but they've been kind of crooked. They weren't crooked when I was a kid, but I'm lucky. I was born without wisdom teeth, so I don't have a lot of teeth issues. But every time I go to the dentist, they're like, "Oh, do you want to fix those bottom teeth?" It's like, oh fuck. No, not the. Are the 4 middle ones all the incisors? I've been watching all your marathon stream recordings. I'm excited for the game. Give me a rundown on the runner shell meta predictions. Quick tier list. Okay, mostly for sweaty lobbies and team play. My big prediction, Native, for Marathon is the shells that people think are going to be the most overpowered will be actually the lowest ceiling shells. So everyone thinks Blackbird is broken, Recon is broken. That's the one that gives you wall hacks. I think Recon is going to be actually among the worst end game shells in the game, because while it's really good for someone who maybe doesn't who needs the extra information about the game, it doesn't have a lot of like mid combat abilities. Whereas some of the shells like Destroyer and Glitch that focus more on movement and give you less information about the world around you, but focus more on like your play as an individual, I think are going to have the highest skill ceiling personally. So I think the way it works is like the voids and your recons have the lowest or the highest skill floor. So it means like if you're bad, you're still gonna be pretty good on those shells. Like they prop you up a little bit because their abilities are kind of crutches. But if you're like good at the game, you have good fundamentals about Marathon and like know how to read the environment and your opponents, then I think like the highest skill ceiling shells are definitely like, I think Thief is going to be very high skill ceiling. I think Vandal is very high skill ceiling. Destroyer, very high skill ceiling. And I think Ox is going to be, I think Triage is going to be probably like a must-have on most. Triage is just like so healing in the alpha was so brutal, and from the gameplay that they have shown, it's like slower now, at least at base from the Vidoc and stuff, from the clips that we have. So I think a healing character is going to be really important. Not the Blackbird slander. Hey, whoa! I still think it's going to be a really good character. I think just people are kind of freaking out a little bit about something that, I mean, characters that don't have movement tech are inherently at quite a large disadvantage in a game like this. Ouch, broke your jaw? Yeah, I broke my jaw in 3 places. Here. Yeah. That was like, fuck. That was the last year of middle school. That was a long time ago. If you ever notice my my top right incisor, does it look like my camera's flipped, so it looks like my top left, I think, for you guys. This is my left. Yeah, okay, no. Yeah, my top right. It looks like my top right for you guys. Sorry, the camera being flipped always fucks with me. My top right tooth, my front tooth, is chipped, if you ever notice, and that's from when I broke my jaw. Check out this Destroyer edit I made last week. Is there copyrighted music? Is this copyrighted music? Put your loser low skill friend as Blackbird so they can feed info into your sweaty high skill glitch friends. Exactly. I wouldn't have said it like that, but yeah. All right. Dude. Okay, one thing I really appreciate, sorry, not to interrupt this, Krydar, but one thing I really appreciate about the Marathon community is just like at base, everyone's just like, it just seems like everyone's good at something. It's like, I talk to literally anyone that likes Marathon, and they're like, oh yeah, I record and write music and video edit and 3D model, and it's just like, what the fuck? Like... This sounds like baby metal without distortion. People are telling me this is copyright. They're saying it's free to use. If I get copyright struck, Krydar, I'm coming after you. You will get the bags on Tau Ceti. Is it loud? It feels loud, by the way. One second. Yo, Anari, thank you for the tier 1. Oh shit, I want more. No, wait, I want more of the drop. Give me more of the drop. Damn, I was ready for it. I was ready for a fan cam, a destroyer. That was sick though. That's really awesome. I'm waiting for people to produce 3D printable models so I can print and paint some cool shit. I think Marathon has such a great aesthetic for 3D printing and modeling and stuff. The Thief model from Collector's Edition is pretty fire. I haven't got mine. Must be nice. Must be nice. Is anyone else asking stuff here? Scaro get the shell names right challenge. Never gonna happen. There was a I wanted to watch this Paul video. I haven't watched it yet. I want to see what he says. Bro, why do Lucky's videos look like he fucking AI generates himself? What is happening? Oh my God, Paul, why is this 11 minutes long? All right, let's see what Paul has to say. Cross broke NDA. Cross didn't break NDA. He tends to say things that I wouldn't say. And I don't say. But it's not Luke Smith. As oh my fucking God, that's so loud. Cross clarified. I feel like we have to get a Shadow and Order. Fuck, I was like, what is that acronym? Shadow and Order delay announcement this week or next. Announcing it sooner than 2 weeks from before the expected launch seems way too close. I also imagine they want to accompany bad news with good news, the roadmap. I totally agree. I actually got into a little discussion about this on Twitter today. I don't, and it's, you know, this happens with Bungie, and maybe they're not ready or whatever. I don't fucking know. It's a big company, and I know how long these sorts of press releases can take, depending on whatever is included in the roadmap and the state of the game. But I full-throatedly believe that delay, if Shadow and Order is being delayed. Kitty, can I help you? If Shadow, my cat, and Order are being delayed, is being delayed, that is a singular thing, then doing so a week before Marathon and not dropping a roadmap would be such a colossal bad PR move, it's not even funny. If Shadow and Order was still coming out, no roadmap, fine, whatever. But if it's being delayed, then what you are... Can you stop making so much fucking noise, cat? Then, if it is being delayed, and there is no roadmap or state of the game, that means the only new, like, Bungie news for that pre-period before Marathon is going to be negative Destiny community bitching. And it's like, from a PR perspective, you do not need that. You do not need that. Also, with the roadmap, I think it's because they don't really know how much funding they get until Marathon is successful, so it will be after. Well, that decision's not going to be made in a fucking month after Marathon launches, dude. These sorts of budgets are set way in advance. Way in advance. The thing is they just need to, they don't need to commit to anything in the roadmap. They just need to say something. And then if plans change, they change. Like, I use, this is obviously a hyperbolic example, but someone gave this example, said a couple streams ago, they were like, okay, well, how are they going to announce the next year of DLC if you believe that if Marathon fails, there is no Bungie? And it's like, obviously, it's a very hyperbolic, worst case scenario, and probably isn't going to happen based off of how all of the marketing has now turned around for Marathon. But in that theoretical world, so what? They announce something now, and then let's say a nuke hits and there's no more Bungie anymore. Then who the fuck cares that they announced the thing? It doesn't matter. In the end, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter. They just need to say something. They need the perception from the Destiny side of the community going into Marathon needs to be overall positive about the future outlook of Destiny. You do not need that tainting Marathon's vibes. Period. I think they delay 2-3 months, let Marathon rise up a bit, let the D2 bitchin' happen as it would be the case anyways. I just think there are landmines there that you can very clearly see in advance. And maybe they explode no matter what, being Destiny community bitching. But I think you need to hedge your bets and put a blast shield in the way or something. Well, I probably wouldn't do much against a landmine, but you know what I mean. Options for announcements: Pantheon event, Crimson Week, and Iron Banner dates. No, we're not getting fucking Crimson Week, dog. Sunrising, past content, bringing in into the tier test. Oh, Sunrising. Oh, past content bringing in tier system, armor, Destiny TV series. That's not happening. Destiny 3, that's not happening. I think you're missing. I think they could just an announcement of the next year of not Shattered Cycle, Alchemist, but past that as well is a very powerful tool. They've done it before, and give us a little, whoa, look at this. I think that's good. Tease the next subclass or whatever. I don't fucking care. Even like, there's so many of these things that I don't think matter at all, personally, to me, that would like make so many people in the Destiny community like horny. It's just like, just say there's gonna be a fucking strike next expansion, dude. If that's all you got, just fucking say it. I mean, all the people who normally be bitching will be like, a strike in 2026 in my Destiny, and then they'll all need to go change their pants, and then they'll be happy about Marathon. It's all they need to do. Okay, it's all. Maybe not all they need to do, but it's just, you know, that's what I would do. I'd be like, all right, dude, these weird fuckers really want to strike. Fine, commit to bringing a strike. Hey, Scarrow. What's up, Eddie? If Shadow and Order is delayed, will the next 2 expansions also be delayed? I don't know about both, but if Shadow and Order is delayed, I would find it hard to believe that Shattered Cycle isn't delayed, personally. And if Marathons, like, we don't know. A lot of these questions are really hard to answer because we don't know the post-launch plan for, sorry, this is probably really boring for you guys to look at. I apologize. It'll just be Paul. No. We don't know the post-launch plan for Marathon content. So we don't know if they're going to be, like, we don't know how long a Marathon season is. We don't know if they're going to be doing, like, yearly big content drops, or if that's going to be a quarter thing, or if they're even going to commit to a regular cadence. I kind of wouldn't be surprised if they didn't. Like, if they were like, all right, some seasons are 2 months, some seasons are 4 months. And it's just like, you know, some seasons are going to be bigger than others. I think one of the worst things that Destiny has done is standardize everything. And so now all the experiences feel very, especially with seasons, always feel the same, because it's always like, oh, we're always getting one exotic mission, we're always doing this and this and this. And I think one thing that Bungie could do with Marathon, or that I kind of hope they do with Marathon, is like really switch up what happens every like expansion beat or whatever, or season beat, so you never know exactly what to expect. One of the things that has hurt Bungie the most on Destiny front is the fact that, like, almost nothing is a secret anymore, and everything is so predictable. Because you always know there's going to be an exotic mission, and they have to market it. And you know that there's going to be 2 exotic quests after the campaign, and you know that there's going to be this and this, and if anything happens, it's going to be on a Tuesday, etc., etc. The best thing they can do is really break up that cadence with Marathon. So I really hope they don't come out and say, like, hey, every season is 3 months or 4 months or 5 months or 6 months or whatever. Like, I don't want, in every season, expect to have 1 new map and 1 new runner and 3 new guns. Like, don't commit to anything at baseline. Really surprise us to the scope of experiences that every season might bring. Maybe set a floor, but definitely don't set, like, a base expectation. Yo, Mo, thank you for the super chat. Marathon is the second child in the family. Destiny is the firstborn. Who's jealous? I'm one of 5. I have 5 siblings, but one of them was on my dad. My mom and my dad divorced after I was born. So my mom went on to have 4 more kids. My dad had 1 more kid. So I lived with my mom. I'm one of 5, even though I have 5 siblings. It makes sense. It's just complicated. But I grew up in a household with 4 other children. I'm the oldest out of all of my siblings, and I never once felt jealous. It was more like, leave me the fuck alone. That's what Destiny. Wait, what am I reading here? Deadly Bird Scared. Did you see a guy who stated they would sacrifice their life if it would mean that Bungie would collapse in Kruger's Marathon video? Must like suck to hate everything. What the fuck is a Kruger? I'm gonna be so real, Scarrow. As someone 400 hours on Marathon, people are not ready for the content cycle they can potentially offer. Once again, like, I don't really want to sit here and set expectations for anything. I'm gonna let them do that. I hope it's dynamic. I hope it's a lot more dynamic than Destiny. Oh, Cruiser? No, it's fine. It's all right. We don't need to see that. Doing Pantheon for Shadow and Orders by sunrising old raids and giving them tier loot would be the most efficient, quickest, best way to regather community morale. I agree with the caveat that I don't actually know how much work sunrising those old raids would be. You know what I mean? So it's like, okay, let's say Pantheon comes back and it's Valkaor and Argos and Galron. I don't want to say anything about it being like the most efficient way to get community sentiment back, because I literally have no fucking idea how long that would take them or how many resources that would take them, type thing. So I don't want to speak on that. Big Brother Scare, watch this. Scare doesn't even look. Wow, buddy, so cool. Yeah, that's like 98% of my life, dude. You get the nice thing about having so many siblings is you can just like pick and choose which ones you actually like. Fun fact: the next Magic the Gathering content drop is March 6th. Do with that info as you will. Dude, Mactics would fucking freak out. And Allison used to work at Wizards of the Coast. The biggest downfall to Destiny 2 development is that the community would never get on board with a monthly subscription model. They almost kind of did. Not monthly, but quarterly. Have you seen the data mined emblem and armor? There's a monster... Or Magic... I always say monsters. There's a Magic the Gathering emblem in the database? No, there's fucking not. Is there? Dude, I will rip some Destiny packs. I've never even played Magic in my life. Every time I'm at Bungie, Mac tries to convince me to learn it. I purposely stay away because I don't need a money sink in my life like that. Because I know I would like it a lot. And so I purposely stay away from it. Which one is it? What's it called? But I would rip some Destiny packs. I don't know much about Magic, but none of this shit looks like Magic. DM'd? Wait, what? That's not even on this page. Bruh. Oh, yeah, okay. Okay, well, you know, that might actually look like Magic the Gathering. Hey, did anyone... This is a cipher. Did anyone look at this? Is this not binary? Oh, where did I stop? 1-0? One, two, three, four, 1. Oh, God. I don't know where I stopped. Wait. I can do this. Stopped right there. Now we have the other half. Is this a mirror image? Bam. In last week's PAX notes, they accidentally confirmed. Wait, did they actually? Okay. Are binary letters usually 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, it's 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6. Oh, I don't think it's binary. Damn. That would have been a good binary. Do you want to see the thumbnails for your armor set? Yeah, fuck it. Fuck them. Dude. Okay, so this is clearly an in-game collaboration. If this was actual... Wait, what is this? Bro, it's just the Leviathan set. This is literally just the Leviathan set, huh? That's Liliana. I don't know what that means. I've never played. I don't know what that means. Liliana. Bro, this is not safe for work. I don't know what you guys are talking about. This is not... Every picture I see of this lady's half naked. Oh, okay. Well, I can kind of see it because it's got the swoopy things here. It's got the swoopy things. But my Warlock ain't caked up like that, you know what I mean? Like, literally the only thing is it's the fucking swirlies. Look at the DM. That's a little closer. Okay. Have you seen the big tour announcement today? Motionless and White Lauren Shore fit for a King static dress. I did. They're not coming anywhere near me, but they said there would be a... Chris was heavily hinting that there's going to be a leg 2 on the East Coast later this year. I'm actually seeing... Victoria and I are taking a weekend trip here in May, I think. And we're going to go see them. It's like Bring Me the Horizon... Motionless in White. Someone else. Sorry, I forget. So. I'm normally not a fan of leaks, but at this point, given to me, if they're in the fucking API and they're not hiding them, I mean, that's on them, man. I am convinced that this is some sort of Easter egg, by the way. I mean, is there a 0111? Maybe I did it, but I did golds as ones, but maybe it's actually the other way around. Is it 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 0, 0, 1? What is that? That's a Y! 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1? That is not a character. But the fact these don't mirror, like they're not mirrored on the other side, this is a puzzle. Right here, 100%. I've never been more confident in my life. This is something. Is it Dude, this is so the fucking God. Why is my brain like this, dude? 00110101. Is that something? That's a 5? What if I do the opposite of that? What if I do 11001010? That's not anything. Is there any sort of puzzle this could be from specifically MTG? Is there any sort of weird cipher or anything from that? Well, like, I guess another way to do this is how many... All right. Yeah, I did see that, Hutch. I really fucking hope so. This emblem doesn't look very monster. What do you mean? It's got the thing. That's literally is D20 is like the most Monster the Gathering thing ever. Or fuck, man. Sorry. Magic. Just be happy I'm not fucking... I don't see MTG and immediately think Marjorie Taylor Greene, alright? You'll take Monsters the Gathering and you'll be happy with it. That's a Y. Okay. Isn't it weird how some of them are 4 and some of them are 8? Aren't numbers in binary 4 numbers? Yo, Aries, how you doing? So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 0, 1. That's why. This is why if this is 1. What's weird about this guy is, so this is if I do this is 1 and this is, or sorry, this is 0 and this is 1. So gold's is 0, blanks is 1, it's a Y. If you do it the other way, it's nothing. The next one is the complete opposite of that, where if I try that and I do 0, 1, 0, 0, oh sorry, I'm dumb. If I do 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, that is nothing. But if I flip that and I do 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, then it does work. It's a B. But then we have a 5? When is there ever 5? This is a bracket. This one, no matter which way you do it, is nothing. Or am I doing... Oh, I'm doing 8-bit specifically. Oh, I could be doing the wrong type of binary. I don't know. I think this is something. Let me pick a better binary translator here. I have a good crypto solver here. All right, if I don't find anything here, I'll stop. This is something. That's something, my friends. Keep it in mind. Keep it in mind going forward. Yeah. Oh yeah, we did forget Paul Tassie's video. Sorry.
Alright, I am back with another Destiny 2 video. I am not going to be talking about...
Sorry, this volume's pretty low. Outer Wilds 1, I do want to do that. I just realized, like, today that I have effectively a month to play all 3 OG Marathon games and, like, Pathways into Darkness, hopefully. So, we'll probably be starting that pretty soon. Maybe this weekend we'll do the first marathon.
What I wrote today about how...
Oh, that emblem? Sorry, that emblem is called... Victory Condition. Is Victory Condition a Magic the Gathering term?
Not returning to Bungie to make Destiny 3.
You have to look for the difference between the top and the bottom row? No, I don't think that's it, because there's different different numbers of bits. Fuck, man. I really want to know what that is. Bugging the shit out of me.
A sort of ridiculous rumor that spiraled out of control yesterday, and there is no evidence and nothing that I've heard that is something that is...
Classic Destiny community. Classic. And specifically a couple of particular offenders, but it's how it goes, man. It's how it goes.
Is remotely happening, you know, in an infinite world.
Scarra, did you do the Fallen Torch Emblem Challenge? Yeah, did they award those today, Hugo? I did do it. I did it last stream, 2 streams ago.
Sure, but there's no indication that Luke Smith is returning in any...
Oh, by the way, Advanced brought Strawberry Lemonade back. It is... I forgot how much I love it. It is probably, like, other than my own flavors that we've had in the past that are not currently available, I think Strawberry Lemonade's, like, definitively the best Advanced flavor. It's so fucking good. Exclamation point Advanced in chat, code Scarra9, 10% off, but also just get yourself some, because it's really fucking good.
Instead, I want to talk about something else I heard. I'm not like 100% on this, the way I am with some stuff, but it does sort of align with what we've heard.
Haunter, I think you're onto something.
Elsewhere before this, which is the idea... I previously reported that...
What's up, Orlando? Sorry. I like these just hangout streams. You hit up the Motionless in White Lorna Shore tour? No. We're going to wait until the second leg, because they are supposedly coming closer to us. We are seeing Motionless in White in Bring Me the Horizon in a few months, though. I'm really excited for that.
Going to be delayed. That was going to launch on...
Also, Bungie, if you do a Magic the Gathering collab, is that a collaboration? What would you call that? Whatever. and there's real life cards, you better send me some to rip.
Marathon launches
Please.
on March 5th, and you can see how Bungie may not.
Oh, and sorry, when the Pal World cards come out, we're definitely ripping some of those on stream. All right, you guys better be ready for that. Once again, not a big shiny cardboard guy because I know I would throw too much money into it, but I need a shiny Chickabee card because Chickabee's the fucking goat. So
those to overlap if, say,
no AWOL, it was just added to the
they
API.
want some sort of crossover between players, or there's some sort of, you know, technical all hands on deck situation that requires people to pivot away from a recent Destiny update to about with Marathon, one of those things. I have said that I fully expect this to be announced in the coming roadmap, which is the fabled thing that has not appeared for, what did we start talking about this, like September of last year? And it has not arrived yet. I expect that to arrive this month sometime because they're going to have to announce the Shadow and Order delay. I don't imagine.
And if they, I don't know what Paul's about to say here, but I'm pretty adamant if they delay Shadow and Order and they don't give us the roadmap or the state of the game and the state of the game, that would be an unbelievably massive mistake on Bungie's part. They said Torch emblems are going out over the next month or two. Urban.
Imagine they would do that without doing it alongside the roadmap. I mean, they might, but that seems odd to me. I have heard that it is probably going to be on the
roadmap got delayed because they're making a Destiny trading card game.
You know, Marathon comes out on the 5th. They're not going to launch it on the 7th or 9th or whatever of March. I've heard it's going to be potentially as long as the end of April.
It's interesting to me, the wording that he uses here, because usually Paul's leaks are like pretty, when it comes to dates and stuff. Well, we talked about this on Escape Will Make Me Pod. Personally, I have two ways I gauge Paul leaks, okay, or rumors or beliefs, or like his theories or whatever you want to call them. For gameplay stuff, they're usually pretty accurate in terms of like gameplay, as in like game related, like dates things come out, that sort of stuff. For narrative things and like what is going to happen in the future of Destiny gameplay wise, he's almost entirely wrong. So for this, pretty good track record in my opinion. I would normally be like, yeah, okay, it's, and I do believe it's, I've been saying for months that I believe it's getting delayed. It makes sense. Paul has like some sort of source, I guess, that's saying this, but it's interesting to me that he is unsure. It makes me think that Bungie might not be sure how long they're pushing it back. Paul's pretty spot on with everything except for storylines. Yeah, exactly. If you ever hear Paul make a prediction about something that's happening in game next season, it's wrong. Like narratively.
Or potentially early May, somewhere in there. And that is a lengthy delay from March 3rd.
Yeah, it's pretty...
probably at least 2 months.
That is a pretty long delay, considering that Shadow and Order itself was only supposed to be 3 months long. So that puts if it doesn't come out until May, that's when like the final marketing for Shattered Cycle would have been ramping up. That's quite a significant delay, if that is what happens.
This aligns with
we need more time to work things out quote, and then dropping the delay without either the roadmap or the state of the game is inevitable, and we all know it. It would be a mistake. I'm just gonna stand by it. It would be a mistake.
these sort of recent discoveries.
Does a delay that long make you think there won't be... Okay, so this is a great question. Does a delay that long make you think it won't be an Ash and Iron level flop? to be completely honest, like I'm not. So let's say Shadow and Order is delayed 2 months. I don't know how much of that time is actually spent working on Shadow and Order, right? Like to me, it kind of feels like most of that time would be spent like I would assume would be spent on Shattered Cycle, right? So it might actually be a Shadow and Order delay, maybe to add a couple more things into it or whatever. But mainly, I would imagine it's to like disguise a Shattered Cycle delay, right? I don't think finally joining the bandwagon of React Andy. Well, there's not a lot of fucking stuff going on right now, Wendigo. But I personally like. I don't think a delay is a bad thing. Like I just don't think like. I'm not ready to put my brand behind like, oh, Shadow and Order was delayed 2 months. It's gonna be the best big update ever. Like, you know, I just don't believe that. But I don't see a 2 month delay for Shattered Cycle being a bad thing. Shattered Cycle's the next. It's like the next Edge of Fate Renegades. Like it's the next full expansion. That I think right now is supposed to come out in like July. Is that right, chat? Did they give us a time frame? Did they just say summer? Cloaking the DLC delay with an update delay could be a play. I think it's a good play. But they need to do it right, and it needs to have a roadmap and a state of the game with it. But I do think Bungie is aware and has been aware that Shadow and Order cannot be another Ashen Iron. It's unbelievable how catastrophic that was. Like, just awful. And I don't think they have any intentions of that sort of thing ever happening again. Hopefully. Fuck me. In my opinion, I don't care about the delay. I just want comms. Yeah, that's kind of where I am. I mean, I'm going to be fucking Marathon is surely going to be consuming my life for minimum a few months, right? So, it sucks for people who aren't interested in Marathon. I hope you'll stick around and enjoy some of the mystery and puzzles that I hope we get, and that sort of stuff, because I think a lot of that will be really exciting for people, even if they aren't necessarily currently interested in Marathon. I mean, a Bungie mystery is still a Bungie mystery, right? And they do it like nobody else does, and that personally excites me a lot. But yeah, personally, it's like, okay, a month or two delay doesn't bother me too much, personally. Marathon is looking cooler each week, though. Yeah. Yeah, and the reality is, I mean, it is still an extraction shooter, right? It's not going to be for everybody. But I think there are community elements that I hope people are still really excited about, even if you're not, like, a diehard Marathon, like, oh, I have to be in the game type of thing, right? Like, it's kind of like how I consumed Fortnite for a while. For the first 2 seasons, I was like, I played a shit ton of Fortnite. I streamed Fortnite. I made some Fortnite videos. And then after like season 3, maybe, it was like, okay, I'd tune in for the events. I'd see what people are doing. I'd get excited about it. So that worked. I wasn't really playing the game, but I was like paying attention to the game. And then it was around the reset, the chapter 1 reset, where I was just like, all right, I have no idea what the fuck's going on anymore. So I stopped paying attention. But I still think I got personally a lot of like, what the fuck are they doing over there? And then tuning in for a couple streams or whatever, right? So. I cannot get enthusiastic about Fortnite. It feels great gameplay-wise, but holy shit, I just have zero interest in the artistic side of the game. I mean, it was a lot different, 7 years ago or whatever than it is now.
I guess find what's going to become to ever worse.
Now, honestly, it hurts seeing a game I grew up with end up like this. I mean, dog, you know how many game studios would kill for a 12-year run as successful? Let's just say Destiny 2. For a 10-year run as successful as Destiny 2. Holy fuck, dude. No, there is absolutely no we know there's more Destiny in the future. This, you know what I mean? Like, it is still by far the breadwinner. It still is going to have by far the largest audience for Bungie. It's not going anywhere. And it has had a truly generational run. You know what I mean? Like, there's absolutely, I get being disappointed that there's not like more content now and we're kind of in this lull and the future is uncertain. But like, just put it into perspective. Like, it is unbelievable what Destiny has crafted.
That's good. Eververse in the coming weeks, that calendar now extends far. I think it extends 2 months.
Do you believe if someone else had the Destiny IP, it'd be the same or different? I have trouble envisioning a world where Destiny is anywhere near as impactful or important to me. If to be clear, it's not about like Bungie making it. It's about like the devs, like the people who shaped Destiny making it. And like I've been fortunate enough to meet some of them, a lot of them, probably like 2% of them across the lifespan of the game. But like, it's the people that made it special. It's not Bungie, like the Bungie studio that made it special. It's the people that worked on it. And so I would say I know I don't think necessarily like other studios would do it the same, but I don't think like other iterations of Bungie would do it the same either, right? But I think people like to like fucking romanticize, like, oh, I wish NetEase had Destiny, they'd be doing so well. Yeah, how's that going for them? Oh, I wish BioWare had Destiny, it would be doing great. Yeah, how's that going for them? Oh, I wish, you know what I mean? Like, Bungie did something literally no other studio has ever done with a first-person, live service game that's also on consoles that has the fucking craziest puzzles in the world. I don't think any other studio could have pulled that. Any other group of individuals than the people that did pull it off could do it. I thought it was Pete that made it special. Keep in mind, when I'm talking about devs, I'm talking about the actual devs, not the C-suite. Talking about the people that are in there making the game. Just like when I talk about like famous polymer chemists, I'm talking about like Paul Flory and Wallace Carruthers, and I'm praising their work, and I'm not talking about like fucking IBM's executive suite in the fucking 50s. You know what I mean? It's about the individual passionate people who actually make things. Which shell are you most excited to play? Definitely Glitch. Or fuck! Vandal. I kind of like the idea of smaller scale spin-offs from other studios. I primarily care about that in terms of like other media, not video games. Although if it's like a Borderlands Telltale games, Telltale, right? Different studio collaborating, I think that's fine. I think those were fun. No, I never got my collector's edition. Really love the new pod, by the way. Thank you. So. Yeah. But I mean, like, what other games have done what Destiny has done? You know what I mean? It's been truly special. There will be more in the future. Don't get me wrong. Like, I don't want this to sound like a fucking eulogy, but this is definitely a don't be sad. Not because it's gone, but don't be sad because we're in a time of uncertainty. Be happy that it happened type of moment for me personally. That's kind of where I am in my life. 28, I'm almost 30. It's been like, fuck, dude. We've done some pretty incredible stuff as a community, haven't we? Pretty unreal. I hate that we're still reeling from the effects of what sunsetting did to Destiny 2. Weren't you just talking about... PT, your last comment is literally, I'll be likely to reinstall once they reduce the file size of the game. These comments are antithetical to each other. World of Warcraft? Yeah, World of Warcraft's probably the closest comparison to Destiny I can think of. Yeah, I've been enjoying the podcast on Pocket Cast. Let's go! Very popular app, by the way. It's just funny how you talk about it like no one knows what it is. I've never heard of it. I'm not a big podcast guy, to be fair, but Someone who always loves the division, what I have respect for is the fact they didn't overexpand and were able to keep decently updates going for nearly 10 years while working on third game. I couldn't even fucking tell you that the division went for 10 years. I thought both games went for a year and then they stopped making stuff.
Past where it's supposed to, so that sort of raised a lot of flags that, oh, this is going to be a long.
I'm yapping so much. I have no idea. I've completely forgotten what Paul was talking about.
I can't say this with 100% certainty, and I'm not even 100% sure that they know the exact date yet. That could be in flux, but the point being is like it's probably going to be on the longer side than just, you know, delaying it 2 to 3 weeks after Marathon comes out. At that point, I think you're getting away from the idea that you're just trying to get out of
absolutely
Marathon's
not
way. With a update, I do not imagine it's going to even be that big, and into sort of a larger question about what's going on with Destiny and its current state of expansions and updates. As we know before this, the idea was...
All right, so the big idea here, I didn't realize this, is it might be delayed. I didn't realize he wasn't even very confident in that. That's super interesting. That I'm always so curious about this, like the decision to delay stuff, especially now that Sony is involved, must be insane. You know, it just must be like an unbelievably complex process they have to put themselves through. Go back and read Luke's state of the game about sunsetting. I swear he was a prophet of the issue of weapons right now. There are too many weapons. I'm in favor of sunsetting. Look, sunsetting, there's like two sides of sunsetting, right? There is the weapon in like power creep and armor, making those obsolete. And then there's like making the gameplay aspects obsolete. Well, I mean, no one's arguing. I don't think anyone would argue that we are like power crept out of our ass right now in a bad way. I don't think anyone's gonna argue, or many people are gonna argue otherwise. But there are better ways to handle that, such as new game versus literally making so much of our content unplayable. There's too many shaders. PT Gaming, are you a troll account? I don't know what's happening right now. You say a lot of things that make me very confused. Odds! Feed him the liquid burger. Scare, I'm joking, dog. I know the inner mechanisms of what going on in that podcast are complete fiction. That is very lightly putting that. Are you gonna play this seasonal activity, Double Invaders? Wait, what do you mean Double Invaders? Like, you get 2 invaders a run now? That's kind of fun. Is it 2 invaders at the same time? Oh, there it is. I might be willing to reinstall if they get rid of the LGBTQ shaders emblems because I'm sick of companies pandering to the modern audience to push the message. PT Gaming, just a thought experiment for you. How would you feel if they added an American flag shader to the game? How would that make you feel? Just have some inflection there, and then think about how that would make you feel. Or I assume you're American. That's my bad, because usually people with those takes are American. But you know, throw out maybe Canadian flag, maybe UK flag, like, and then think about how that makes you feel, and then maybe like dig a little deeper to yourself, into your thought processes behind those feelings. Also, Jesus fucking Christ, YouTube chat. Hey, to be fair, it's been pretty good these last few weeks. I just want one that's trans flags colors, but not the actual trans flag pattern. We have that. It was, well, to be fair, ironically, it was a Billy shader. But there is a shader like that in the game. It's not widely accessible. But the, fuck, I don't even remember when that was. Oh, actually, I think it's right here, no? No, that is the trans flag one. Oh, there it is, right here, right? 3 connections, yep. Will you do podcast episodes after Marathon comes out? That is the current plan. Digiteal also, there you go. Also, the trans flag shader is only like on like cloaks and stuff. That's like the only thing it makes it look like the actual flag, right? Other than that, I don't know. People are so weird about shit, dude. It's like, it's so easy to tell when it's gonna happen because they have the worst takes imaginable. Like they say things that are inherently contradictory and don't make sense, and then they drop like the transphobia too, just casually on the side. It's like, fuck, man. What are we doing? Keep an eye out for Iraqi News Network. Will be making appearances soon. What the fuck does that mean? Oh no. That was the Twitter account that someone asked me if it was legit, right? Where's my dog? Oh, wait, Chili, on God, bro? What are you talking about? That was one of the first shaders they had in Destiny. Hello? Oh, where is it? Fuck! There, this one. What are you talking? It was literally like from vanilla Destiny 2, Chili. Oh, damn, that's way better ago. That's way better. Yeah, sorry. Oh, fuck, none of these are orange. Damn, that's a way better answer than what I said. I don't know, man. I just wish people were just like minded their own business a lot more, or were less vocal about dumb things. You know what I mean? I miss the days, and maybe this is almost certainly like, this is super privileged thing to position to be able to have, for sure. But I miss the days when you would like talk to someone and you get vibes and you're like, I think this person is a shitty person. Versus now, like, people just come out and like, they like openly promote it and it's all they talk about. You know what I mean? It's like, fuck, I miss being able to like, at least pretend like you were a good person. You know what I mean? That's just where I don't know. People just tell you that they suck ass now. Well, yeah, not in a literal way, but yeah. Straight up, only watched the stream on YouTube, and it took me up until today to realize it was also on Twitch. Yeah, Twitch is a newer thing. It's only about a year for me. But yeah, YouTube, for when I first started streaming on Twitch, dude, it was crazy how YouTube was like the wild platform. It's been really good recently. It's been fine recently. For the most part. Obviously, there's some stragglers here and there, but what's up? Watching from the LC. Oh, the liquid chromatography mass spec computer. Let's fucking wait. You guys are allowed to connect your. We could never connect our instruments PCs to the internet because they would push auto updates and like fuck everything up. Like, I never operated an LCMS, but like GPC couldn't have it connected to the internet. NMR couldn't have it connected to the internet. I need something to do with these channel points. Let me gamble. I'm so sorry. I will make sure I have a big thing happening soon that you guys are able to interact with in terms of like cool things. Oh, fuck. That makes it sound way cooler than it is. I have things happening soon. And I'll make sure there are a way to use the channel points to benefit you all in that. Always expect good vibes from this YouTube viewer. Yes. Yes, I do. I think the way I would have handled it was have each campaign as an optional install, and if you didn't have it installed, they won't put you matchmaking, no strikes or missions either. Yeah, I mean that might be an option. I don't like. I'm not a game dev, so I'm not gonna pretend to know how all that shit works. I think you risk breaking up the player population pool as well there. But also remember, like, a very significant part of the DCV and all of that happened because of how difficult it made development on the back end, how everything was breaking, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, Cole, just highlight everything. The psychotic pipeline going casually from the game is too big to LGBTQ, like transphobia. It's actually kind of like, I noticed this, people got really mad because I started calling it out. But I noticed this like very early on with like was I looking that far up? When I noticed this very early on with the marathon hater crowd, where it's like, yeah, okay, there were a lot of genuine grievances with you know, the original reveal marathon and the plagiarism scandal and like all of that. Like, don't get me wrong, but I always noticed the people that were awful human beings about it and like sent me death threats and like were harassing devs and like that sort of stuff. They were always fucking racist, dude. Every time I'd click on their fucking Twitter profile and it would just be awful. It would be the worst shit you've ever read in your life. And it's like, it really, like, a couple of times I would go through someone's fucking profile and I was like, and I'd be like, well, fuck. I guess I'm lucky I only got death threats from this person, dude. Like, shit. And like, I made a couple references to that on stream early on and people got really mad. It's like, well, maybe if you don't like being called a racist, you shouldn't say racist shit, bro. Like, I don't know what to tell you. It's it is a very, well, it's really not that different now. The difference is there are much fewer not racist people doing that sort of thing now. So it's actually kind of like, anytime I'm getting like harassed on Twitter or whatever, I'm like, all right, well, I immediately know what I'm gonna see when I click this. Oh, the other one is, it's not, okay, I lied, it's not always just super racist people. It's also alt accounts that only retweet porn. The amount, and giveaways. The amount of times I'll click on like a fucking, just some guy who's like going through every one of my tweets and saying bullshit. I'll click on it and it's like, naked Princess Peach, you know? And it's like, what the fuck is happening? The amount of times that has happened is fucking staggering. And you're gonna think like, oh, okay, it's happened like 3 or 4 times. No. It's every time, okay? It is every time. It's crazy. Dude, somebody gave you a death threat yesterday over the bullets and stuff? Did they? I didn't even notice. I just kind of have it tuned out at this point. Racist gooners are a plague. It's crazy how it's like a whole archetype. That's the real hero, you know, hero-based arena shooter mechanics. Recently doom scrolled on Twitter for the first time in a while, and it's astounding the amount of crazy things that takes us to up even in the general gaming related feed. Yeah, it always defaults to the For You page. Don't ever go on the For You page. I've seen some shit, bro. I have seen some shit. Oh my god. Want to do a run with us? Do you think we could do it in like 15 minutes? I have a plugin that defaults me to following. Is it on Firefox? How the heck does one obtain mint retrograde these days? Unfortunately, it's quite difficult. It has to be through random drops at Hawthorne, and you only get like 4 chances a week. It's pretty brutal. They said they're working on a way to bring it back. What I will say is the energy one, the Psi Eterna or whatever. Is that the Metallica album? Yeah, the Psi Eterna. Yeah. Oh, the Metallica album's Lux Eterna, maybe? That one is really good as well. Control panel for Twitter. Okay, I'll check it out. Thank you. The plugin also hides blue check marks, X premium articles, and boosted posts. Oh my god. Sounds. Can I put it on my phone? I think the engrams are activity specific, so mint is 2 engrams per week. Oh, that is fucking brutal. So it's just like the pinnacle activities, and what's the other one that it might be? So is it only 1 chance a week, or is there even a pinnacle engram? What kind of stuff would you like to see if they funneled campaign development into something more replayable? Like this is a great question, Man of War, and the answer is literally Renegades. Like, I know a lot of people didn't like having to do Lawless Frontier like 3 or 4 times or whatever during the campaign, and I get that. But the Renegades campaign being a third of the length of Edge of Fate, and then having some of the most, if not like the most replayable like expansion level content ever is, fucking phenomenal. And that's the sort of model. It was like the same thing back in the day. Everyone always gave, in Warmind, gave Bungie shit about Zol. They turned my final boss into a strike or whatever. And it's like, no, that's like best case scenario. These pieces of content are such a waste if you only do them 1 time. I also, like, I don't mind the idea of like the weekly replayable Edge of Fate missions. Either in premise, like I thought it was cool, especially like before the raid launched. It was like the only way to get like tier 5 armor and stuff like that, I believe, if I remember correctly. Or maybe it was tier 4, high tier weapon or armor. But those missions obviously weren't great. So, but like the activity idea and replayability, same thing with the time lapse missions, I really liked. It's just unfortunate that the missions themselves weren't super awesome. But yeah, the answer to your question, sorry, I have this problem where I do fucking 50-minute answers for something that should be a 3-sentence answer. But the long story short is I really like the idea of like Renegades, where it's like they don't put as many resources into the campaign. It's still pretty good. And then most of the focus is post-campaign on replayability. And that's awesome. Do you think Marathon will have a lot of replayability? I found Arc Raiders has become quite stale purely to lack of real content updates. That's going to come down to a couple of things. The end game of the game, like obviously, you know, they've been very, they haven't told us a lot about cryo and like the raid-like mechanics or whatever. Fuck me. They haven't talked a lot about any of that stuff, so we don't know if there's going to be incentives to do those like multiple times, or like even what percentage of the player base is expected to complete some of those, like if the Easter eggs or whatever. We don't know. We don't have any of that information, so we don't really know what to expect. But I would say like that's going to be one of the main avenues of replayability, is like whatever you're incentivized to replay in the end game portion of the game. The other part, fuck me, dude, why? I swear this guy didn't used to spawn in Invincible. The other part of that is we don't know like what their post-launch cadence of content is going to be. So, or even what there is to do on other maps. So, but I think PvP itself will keep it more fresh. You know, you obviously have like, I don't know how Arc handles like a vendor system or anything, but I think there's a lot of opportunities for Marathon to have a lot of content there. But we'll have to wait and see. I mean, PvP games always get solved fairly quickly, and so this is one of the concerns and things I'm excited to see how they handle myself. So we'll just have to wait and see. I think what people miss is replayability and having a chase for something. Renegades did that for me with the dungeon, ran it back a bunch for the Black Crystal. I think every bit of, like, the fact, I talked about this a little bit, but like the lightsaber is exactly what Destiny needed. Like the fact there were 25 different parts for the lightsaber, and you got them all through a variety of different activities, and you had to interact with every part of the DLC, including like invading in dungeons, like things that people might not be incentivized as heavily to interact with because it's like the end game crowd. I like that. I want that energy going forward. Like push people into everything. Give people 10 reasons to farm every activity. With Lawless Frontier, you were getting lightsaber parts. You were farming triumphs. You were farming awesome weapons. You were farming reputation, faction reputation. There were like 4 or 5 different reasons to farm it, and that is super powerful. And that's something they don't typically do. Like if you look at like the Edge of Fate, like post-campaign activities, Civ, you have no light gains. You have like the weapons were pretty bad. There's like nothing rare to farm. I don't. Were they even affiliated with the titles or triumphs at all? I don't even remember. I don't think Civ was. There's like no reason to do it. You know, they have like a mediocre gameplay with no reason to do it. You might know the answer to this. Once contest mode ends from a dungeon or raid, is there 0 way to get the emblem forever and ever? There's never the only scenario, there's been one time where you've been able to get the emblem again, Krydar. And that was during Sunder Doctrine. PlayStation went down for like a day or something, so the very next weekend, I believe, or maybe it was 2 weekends later, 1 or 2 weekends later, they held a makeup weekend where they offered the contest emblem again. But other than that, the contest emblem is never available again after contest. You had to kill each boss in Civ once for a triumph, and that was it, like 3 runs max. Yeah, like what a ridiculous waste of time, to be honest. I've given Bungie 10 years of good faith. I've been repaid with all the lies they've been caught up in. Okay. I would argue you've been repaid through, like, some of the generational content, like, raids and dungeons and stuff. I don't know. I feel... like, I get it. I get that there's been, like, a broken trust a few times. Or, well, you can even say many times. It's going to happen over a period of 10 years. I don't know. Like, I feel like people... I feel like a lot of times people act like they were forced to play Destiny for 10 years, and it's like, you were the one buying the DLCs and enjoying the DLCs. Like, I don't know how that's, like, anyone else's fault. You know what I mean? Are you talking about Marathon at all? Yeah, we've been talking about Marathon the whole stream. What's up with YouTube chat today, man? That's just how it goes. I missed much of that conversation. Oh, sorry. It's pretty funny when people don't like the current state of Destiny 2, so they retroactively delete the past 12 years of good stuff they've done. Yeah, it happens, right? And you're always going to remember the negatives more than the positives. You know what I mean? But it's just like, it's just unfortunate. It's such a travesty that humans are wired that way, and we're able to be like manipulated so easily that way. And that, like, I feel like that's where a lot of the disconnect over the years has come from, like, potential members of my community and the wider Destiny community is, like, I tend to be much more positive. and I feel like that doesn't, you know, really connect with people quite as much. And that's totally fine. Like, that's a decision I have made to be that type of. Well, it's really not a decision I've made. It's just who I am. I just don't like being miserable all the time, and I enjoy enjoying things, and I enjoy watching other people enjoy things and helping people enjoy things, and yeah, it's just kind of, yeah. Not gonna lie, I really do hate when people are like, I'm 5 months sober from Destiny, bro. This shit's not a drug. Like, were you playing it before and not destroying? Oh, was not destroying your life? For some people, it might. Like, I have met some people in the hardcore community that this is clearly like a borderline addiction for them. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a looter shooter, and it can tap into very similar parts of your brain as like gambling, right? That's kind of the end goal. Hopefully, ideally, it would be less destructive, but there's definitely people who take it too far. And so, you know, I don't like it's kind of like when people self-diagnose with OCD, you know what I mean? It's just, it's a lot of like theatrics. But if someone does have a genuine problem, I hope they do like step away from it. They find the strength or the support lines or whatever to recognize that in themselves and take a step away. I agree that I don't like when people play it up for clicks and like to get like some attention on, like, oh, you know, it's like, I don't know, you'll have like fucking Asmongold like see someone say like, oh, I was Destiny ruined my life, and then that's like the only Destiny content they ever react to or whatever, and it just looks awful for the game. You know what I mean? Like that sort of thing. That's like a very you know, whatever example. I don't even know if that specific thing has happened, but it's just like it's the sort of thing we see sometimes where it's like someone has never played Destiny and then they see like one microtransaction video and they think they're like an expert on like the previous 12 years of Destiny. It's like, well, yes, that one thing is very bad, but that doesn't mean everything that's ever happened in Destiny is bad, right? I haven't played Destiny 2 since the final shape. Is the game good? There's been some very good content since then, yeah. We're sort of in a lull right now, especially with Marathon about to come out. But if you like Destiny, I think there is a bunch of really good content. I'm adamant Desert Perpetual is probably the best comprehensive raid experience they've ever done. I know it might be fucking impossible to find a team right now, but I would encourage everyone to make sure they've done both versions of it at least once. I think it is truly a magnificent experience. I think Renegades is fucking fantastic. So, remember, folks, addiction can take many forms: games, drugs, alcohol, certain behaviors. Seek help if you need it. Yeah, absolutely, for sure. Preview weekend date predictions. It's got to be. Well, the state of play is thought to be on like the 17th or whatever. So that weekend, or the next weekend, I guess. Like, I don't envision it being. No way it's a month out, right? Like, they'll want the momentum to carry into it. So I think at maximum it'll be 3 weeks away. I would probably do it the weekend, maybe 2 weekends before. So I had time to like maybe make any last minute adjustments based off of feedback, if that's even possible. Once again, backseat game dev, that sounds like, now that I say it out loud, it seems like maybe that wouldn't work, but potentially. I'm gonna be so surprised if we don't hear anything about it from the state of the play, though, personally. Do you believe each expansion should stand on its own? Like, Renegades is not like other expansions. We got a lot of new vehicles, variations, Renegade abilities, heat weapons. I can't think of any other innovations like that since Prismatic and exotic class items. What are you talking about? Edge of Fate had ball! Yes, I'm a big believer, especially like Renegades has really shown me this, and I think Warmind did a really good example of this as well. Like, 10 years into Destiny, what you need most is innovation. And I think the best way they can do that is offering like truly standalone feeling experiences. I love how Renegades felt like it really played into the overall narrative of, oh, I forgot the ball. The overall, ooh, can I save this? Sorry, I'm kind of like fucking dumb. I love how it felt like it played in the overall narrative of the Fate Saga, but the gameplay experience was just like so unique. I'm pretty adamant, like, Destiny does not need more strikes. It does not need another menagerie-like activity. It doesn't need another Nether-like activity. What Destiny needs is true innovation and things that really can't be compared to other previous Destiny things, like Lawless Frontier. And Destiny will be its best when that is fully realized, and I think like Renegades is a really, really, really good example of that. Just connecting with me personally really strongly. But I think everyone who's like, oh, the Edge of Fate was bad because it didn't have any strikes, like, I think they are completely missing the point. I think something that people haven't mentioned is the new enemies they've been adding to in both Imps, Flying Boys, Edge of Fate, Fire Spitting Mini Boss, and the ATST. Well, I mean, keep in mind, they've been doing that for a while, right? Like, just an example, but Heresy added an entire new faction of the Taken, which all had unique abilities, right? So, do you think the biggest... do you think the fact that Renegades is the first DLC in Destiny 2 ever to not have a raid is its biggest downfall? I mean, you could make the... Huh. I hadn't really considered that. Never really came across my mind, to be honest. I really like Equilibrium for what it is. I don't think, like, obviously I would have liked a raid, but I don't see Renegades as less because it didn't come with one, I guess. Yeah. Alrighty. Well, unfortunately, I know this was a short stream. Unfortunately, I have to go do some cookery. That will all be worth it, I promise. You'll see. Yeah. What's tomorrow? Tomorrow's Wednesday. There might be hockey. There's still ice and snow, so there might not be hockey. I owe you guys. I owe you all a very long stream. So sometime, Friday or Saturday or Thursday, we're going to have like we're just going to have a very long stream, okay? And it'll happen, and we'll chat, and maybe we'll do some solo witness, and I need to play through the marathon games. I apologize. I know that there has been very few streams lately, and I know it's been like 3 or 4 days between every stream. You'll see, okay? I've just been so busy preparing, for marathon and the future of this channel, and I'm really excited. So just continue to hang on with me. It's gonna be fucking awesome. So, all right, everyone, have a fantastic night. I love your faces, and I'll see you very soon, my friends. Have a good night.